Hi everybody, and this is Sister Lab 16 working with thread feeds. I've adjusted my window a little bit here so that I can have a live browser to use because in this lab we're going to be outside of our Kali Linux environment. We're actually going to cut and paste some links into our browser. So step one, we're going to go into part one. Here we have understanding IOCs and threat intelligence sources. I've already opened the browser. I'm going to go to step two, cut and clip on the little clip, and this brings up the CSI. So here we are at the Center for Internet Security. We can get application feeds of firewalls, intrusion detection and intrusion prevention systems, some threat source indicators. This actually tells you a little bit more about the web page. And in here, you're going to see some real-time indicator fields. However, the feed may be limited to US SLTT entities, and that usually means government, and what that is actually is state, local, tribal, and territorial entities for the United States. So we can check off steps 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to open up another tab. I like to just keep that open just in case we have to go back, and we're going to click on the little clippy icon here and cut and paste it into another tab, and we are going to hit enter. And now we are on a different page, and we're going to search in here. We're going to search for a threat. And you can use our wonderful little clippy icon to clip it here on step 5, and we're going to paste it. There we go. In the search field. So you can check off steps 4 and 5 in this, and now we have our pulses. Now these are indicators of compromises. There's different ones out there. We can select any of the in step 6 you want to scroll down and look for Miri botnet IOCs, and we're going to click on one here, and we see the types of indicators here. Now, the question that you're going to have right now is, on the Alien Vault pulse page related to this this attack, we're going to see the what is one type of indicator, and you're going to look up here in the types of indicators and select it from the field what's available. So we have URLs, IPv4, file hash MD5, we have file hash SHA, file hash SHA-1, and others. So we're going to look here and see what we have, and we have file hash, and we're going to go ahead and hit score. Congratulations, we've done that. Now notice that many of the first 10 of many pages of the indicators are displayed, and some of them will say added. You can select 8. You can see that they're added by date and time here. And then you can select the item under indicators here. So what we're going to do is you can select one of these, and you'll see under step 10 analysis overview. So you're going to select an indicator heading, and you're going to go, this is going to come, so you're going to see an analysis overview page is displayed. That is step 10, And in step 11, you're going to scroll down the page to see the analysis tab. And right here is the analysis tab. Scroll back up and you're going to see related pulses tab here. And these are related to the overall feed that you're looking at. This actually is, this related pulses is going to give you other pulses that are related to the original indicator. So you can select 12 and then you can hit the back arrow button. And then in this top field, you're going to return to the pulse page and you're going to type in the word domain. And hit enter. And these are pulses regarding anything with domain in it. So 13 and 14 are checked off, and 15 is checked off. You can select any indicator. And then you could select here. You could see under the analysis. You could see and then you could return once you see when you see the information we're looking for. You can actually. So on this page, you're going to look over the analysis overview page. And then you can hit the back button. So in step 15, after we enter the word domain, you're just going to select a feed, and then you can look at another indicator here, and you'll see the analysis overview page, and then you can hit the back button arrow on the browser. Now you can perform searches using URL, and what this step 17 is about is that basically up here you're going to look up URL, IPv4, IPv6, and host name, and then finally hash. Okay, not all of these search terms will have a feed, so that's why we're just going through them, but you can perform additional searches in this top bar as you would normally do when looking for a thread feed. You can toggle it off. You can close the tab in your local you can close the tab on your local browser focused on alienvault.com. So this one we can close. We don't need it anymore. And we are done with step 18 at this point. There are some URLs in here that you should be familiar with. I would bookmark these so that you have them for reference when you're at work and you need to look up threat feeds. And then you can go ahead and confirm your work, confirm that you've explored the IOC page, and then you can go on to the next section. So here we go ahead and we're exploring the exploit database in this part of the lab, and we have our browser opened. Let's take a look at the exploit database. And continue on. So you can check off steps 1 and 2. And once the exploit database page comes up, we should be able to see the posting. And here it comes up. And we could see information about the exploits. We have a bunch here. We can see that the date column is sorted in reverse chronological posting. So, and then we have a D, and this allows you to download the exploit. A means that if it's a vulnerable application, A would be in this spot, and it may include a link to the vulnerable application if licensing permits it. And V is a verified. If it's X, it hasn't been verified yet. If it has a check mark, it's been verified. So now we've looked over these postings. Also, we can see the types. We can see the title of it. We can see what platform, and we can see the author. The title is going to tell you what type of exploit it is, give you a name of it. The title will give you a name of it. The type will tell you what it's affecting. If it's affecting what is it? Is the exploit a denial of service? Is it a local? Is it remote? Or is it affecting? Or is it a web app? The platform is basically what type of system is affected. Is it a Linux system, a Windows system? Is it affecting code such as PHP, Python? Is it a specific piece of hardware? Or is it multiple, meaning that it affects multiple platforms? And the author is just a person that created the entry or at least published this information about the exploit. They did not create the exploit. So we have filters up here we can look up. And in here we have type, platform, authoring, port, and tag. And these have some pull down fields that we can look at. Author, you have to type the name of the author, but port, you can look at what port information it is. This is why it's important to be familiar with these ports. And then we have tag, which is the type. We can look and see if it's what specific type of exploit it is. So let's go ahead and check mark step 5 and then take a look at step 6. So in this, we're going to look at what filter, what exploit is not on this filter list. And we're going to look at tag, and we're going to take a look through them. So if you look through this list, and even though I have it selected there, you can look down this list and compare. And as you can see, we skip from D to E. We skip from D to F. We're missing E for evil twin, so that's what you select. And then when you score it, you're going to see this. Congratulations. And then we can go on to step 7, where we're going to move our mouse over the exploit database to this orange column here. And we're going to select, in the next step, step 8, we're going to select the Google Hacking Database. So now you have the Google Hacking Database page open here. And what we're going to do is a collection of expressions related to Google. So we're going to go ahead and select a filter and then check that off. And we're going to, under category here, we're going to look for files containing passwords. And we're going to scroll down here on this, take this bar and keep looking for files containing passwords and select it. And as you can see, the Google Hacking Database changed, and you can see date added, dork, and category and author. So you're looking at this and you see there's no real title, but it says dork. And what is it? So a dork is a search string. It's basically a custom query that allows you to use advanced search operators to find information that is not readily available on the website. So hint, hint, we're going to talk about, you may have a question about what a Google dork is. So let's continue on. So we've already selected the files containing passwords, so we're gonna check off step 11. And then from the results, we're gonna select any password focused hack to try. So you can select any one here, and you can tick off step 12, and then you can see more information about this Google hack. Now you're going to see some code, a little bit of code behind this, and you're going to click on the Google search right next to it. And then it's going to open up Google on my Chrome browser. It's going to search for these in here, and you don't have to select a hack. You just want to look over it. You don't have to visit it. You shouldn't visit it unless you're on isolated system, just in case it opens up something. Then now what we want to do is go ahead and close our browser. You can check this and return to the focus on the exploit database. And then you can go here, and on step 17, you are asked to take a look over we have exploits, which was where we were at before. We have the Google hacking database. We have papers. This is just a collection of security papers for you to look at. We have shell codes, ready to run payload exploit scripts that may be careful of that. We can search the exploit database. We have search exploit manual, we have submissions, and we have some online training if you want to explore these. So now we can go ahead, and we are done with this part of the lab, and we can confirm that we explored the exploit database, and now we can go on to the comprehensive final part of it. So I'm going to give you some time to look over this, pause the video, and once you have answered these questions, we'll review and go over the answers. So what is the goal of researching and understanding IOCs? Your answer should be detecting attempt and successful violations. Okay, that should be your first question answer. What types of entities provide threat intelligence feeds? Well, we did look at some of this, and we had open source communities is one of those that we talked about in our lecture. Commercial organizations and also government agencies are also good. And then you can select score. What types of indicators are used to locate IOC entries on the Alien Vault? If you remember, we used there was file hash was one. We actually looked at domain. We did ask you to look at IPv4 and IPv6. We did ask you to do that. We also asked you to look at URLs and host names. Those are the ones that you should be selecting. If you selected that, you should score, and then you can go, congratulations, you've answered the question correctly. What is unique about the exploit database compared to other exploited information sites and services? One of the main points of this is access to the source code of the exploit. So you're going to select that and score. Remember, we could download it if it was applicable, if we could, and then remember also if it allowed us, we could download the application. So what is a Google dork? And we talked about this a little bit. It's not somebody that performs OSINT only using Google searches. But remember, we talked about it was a search expression that we can use to with advanced operators to discover security issues indexed on websites through a Google search. And so once you select these, you can select score report, and then you can go ahead, I say score report, sorry about that. and then click on Graded Lab. And then you can go ahead and toggle off, tick these two off, and then hit Submit. And then you have completed Lab 16. Thank you.